Well, I want to take this rug out of here, so I have to take the seats out. So I'm going to take all this rug out because it's pretty dirty and put a new rug in. This piece of plastic that covers the bottom of the dash under the steering wheel kind of got busted all up. So what I did is I put some epoxy on there. Gonna let it dry and then sand her down, repaint it, and see what happens. Down here under the fridge there's some storage space here with 2 drawers, but I see on the side there where those wires are coming in and stuff needs to be sealed off. I cleaned out the battery box here and repainted it. It was a little bit getting rusty already. This is pretty neat because you put the battery in there and you can slide it out to service it. It'll actually hold 2 batteries in there. I cut a hole on the back of the motorhome here to get access to the black water tank, and cut a hole in the black water tank so I could check to see how much scrap there was inside left, and also I wanted to put a flush kit in. Well, here's my homemade flush kit. I got an end cap here and I drilled a bunch of little holes around it. Some other fittings here. That's going to be screwed to the tank, and we'll see how it works. Here's my flush kit installed, and from here I run a line out way under here, and then I just hook that hose up to the water and flush it. Well, I have all the decals off, and hopefully I cleaned up all the silicone around the edges here nicely. Well, I hope I got all the silicone off. I wiped the whole motorhome down with lacquer thinner after I vacuumed it all. It seems pretty nice now. Got all the glue off from the decals. Now I'm going to take more stuff off, like the wipers and all the lights and stuff, and take it from there. Cleaned everything up nicely and sealed all the seams again with the proper stuff. And some places where the rubber around the windows shrunk lots, so I had to reseal it. But she's coming along fine. Going to take all these screws out of here because they're rusted. That holds all these compartments in here and down there, all along. Take the old screws out and repaint it on the inside and put new screws in. Here are some of the rusted screws. They're rusted pretty bad. They're not really holding anything anymore, just the rust is holding it in. So we got to replace them all. Starting to take some things off, getting ready to sand her down and paint her. But in the meantime, I got to do some mechanical work on it. I'm ready to put the new water pump in, and then reinstall the belts and the pulleys. I'm going to put new hoses in, flush the antifreeze out, put new antifreeze, and then this front end will be just about ready to go. I have the front end of the engine all put back together. I got new fan clutch, new water pump, new fuel pump, new thermostat, all new rad and heater hoses, new antifreeze, and has a new carburetor. Alternator was recently put in. Here I got the front end apart. I'm going to put new brakes, new calipers, repack the bearings, and see what else has to be done. Got the bearings all cleaned up, the rotors all cleaned up, ready to be repacked and put back together. Well, I got the front end all done. I put new calipers on. I repacked the bearings, put new seals in, and put new brake hoses in. Took out the old brake fluid and put new brake fluid in. Checked out the front end. Now I got the wheels off the back end. I'm going to take the brake drums off and check the brakes. I've put new brake shoes in, new wheel cylinders in, new brake lines in. So all there's left to do is put new wheel seal in the drum, put it all back together. These wheel cylinders looks like they've been in since the vehicle was built. Pretty rusty. The fluid was pretty rusty inside already. This was all seized up. So I think it was time to change them. Here's where I got some of my rims off this old motorhome here. It's got a Chevy chassis on it. Here I got my hydrogen cell in with an ammeter gauge, so I can keep an eye on how many amps it takes. I got a little relay down there and a valve over here if I ever want to shut it off. And way down there, I got a spark resistor there, so that just in case of a backfire, that'll protect it. Well, I got all the rims cleaned up and painted and ready to put tires on.
Governments and territorial governments, are you willing to be that kind of flexible? I think your point is...
Too bad, huh? See, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go afterwards and go like this on the corners.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And so the corner's kind of in.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, see?
I made some floor mats to cover the rug so it wouldn't get so dirty. So we'll see how that works. I've taken all these compartment doors off the motorhome, and I'm taking all these locks apart. Some of them don't hardly turn. They're so dirty inside. So I'm taking all the locks apart and cleaning them. I use WD-40 to clean them out really good. And then what I do is put a drop of oil inside there, and now you can put the key in, turn it, here I have a water filtration system, and over here is a valve so that I can blow the whole system out with air. Here's the finished motorhome after I renovated. Up there where there was a bed, we're just making storage because we don't really need the bed. We got new carpet in front. We did all the cupboards. Put a new stove in. Now the space underneath the stove is where we store stuff, and we have our water container for drinking. Here's underneath the sink where there's a new hot water tank and new plumbing. We did the bedroom. Put storage space on top. Fridge. Clothes closet. Little cupboard for shoes. Extra seat. Here underneath the seat where the fresh water tank is, I put a big lid like this so you can get in there and clean it properly. Have a 1500 watt inverter. Security system. Clock. There's the monitor system. Fan. And in this cupboard is usually where the microwave is, but we don't use a microwave, so it's just more storage space. We have shades. On this window, and on the big window we have shades too. All LED lighting. Here's my homemade filters for my fans. Got it all stripped down, all sanded, ready to be cleaned off and masked. I got the masking all done for the first color. Well, I got one coat of primer on. Got the second color done. Now one more color, and that's all there is to it.